Peanut the Squirrel, the beloved Insta-famous pet, was euthanized last week after being apprehended by New York State. Fred the raccoon was put to death too. The pair was seized from Mark Longo and his wife's home, the animal's guardians, so they could be tested for rabies, per a statement from the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. Longo cared for a 7-year-old squirrel after it was orphaned. He regularly documented Peanut's daily activities on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, where the furry friend amassed a large following, boasting over 688,000 followers on Instagram alone.
Just goes to show you that they can still kill you if you have a large Instagram following. Republican Congressman Nick Langworthy, who represents New York's 23rd District, where the pets were apprehended and put down, denounced the state's move, claiming overreach by Governor Kathy Hochul's administration. Longworthy shared an Elon Musk post that reads, quote, "Government overreach kidnapped an orphan squirrel and executed him." Musk also wrote, "Vote for Peanut, for liberty, for freedom." New York Assemblyman Jake Blumenkrantz blasted DED as well, calling the incident a tragedy and saying on X, quote, "As a state lawmaker and an animal rights advocate, this tragedy can be an agent of change." Blumenkrantz introduced Peanut's Law, which would mandate a 72-hour waiting period before an animal from a sanctuary can be put to sleep, creates an appeal system as well while giving animal refugee sites the right to humane due process. Even Vice Presidential candidate J.D. Vance weighed in. Let's watch.
So I know Don's fired up about Peanut the Squirrel. We were on the way down here from Cincinnati. He was like, is it really the case that the Democrats murdered the Elon Musk of squirrels? And I said, yeah, it sounds like, have you seen the videos of this squirrel? He's a genius.
So this story, you're laughing already. It's a bit horrible thing to have this squirrel, and it was a pet for this person. It's not a wild squirrel. It was a
squirrel rescue.
Yes, it was a wild pet. It lived in the house. It had a heavy social media presence. The government came, took it away, and killed it. They killed the pet. Here's an example. You talk about the Haitian pet killing thing being wrong. Well, here's an example. Again, not done by immigrants, done by government officers in a Democratic-controlled state came and killed these people's pets. I think it's awful. This is exactly the kind of thing that fires up my libertarian anger at the state, at big government. Just leave people and their pets alone. Squirrel wasn't bothering anyone. Didn't go bite some neighbor where then you have to have some intervention. It was just happy little squirrel doing its thing, getting photographed. Oh, it's behind me on screen right now. Oh, a poor little squirrel. I don't even like squirrels very much, and I was still moved by this.
As an animal rights activist, someone who doesn't eat meat, I sympathize, but I'm going to read you the DUC statement just so we have a little more context. A person involved with the investigation was bitten by the squirrel. To test for rabies, both animals were euthanized. The animals are being tested for rabies, and anyone who has been in contact with these animals is strongly encouraged to consult their physician. So I'm curious what's going on with the...
So they tried to abduct the squirrel, and the squirrel bit the abductor, the investigator, and then that was the pretext to kill it. This also does happen, by the way, to people's dogs. It's terrible. If the police come, knock down your door, sometimes a wrong door raid, and then they just shoot your dog, even the dog's not bothering as a threat to them at all. It's terrible.
I just find
Leave people's pets alone.
I find it wild that this is the direction the campaign's going in right now. It's like things are going so bad for Trump that they're complaining about everything, and they've made this an issue. Elon Musk.
They're not going bad for Trump. B, it's an issue because they're saying they wouldn't do this. And some people want to vote for who's not going to kill their pets.
Maybe. I would like to vote for the person who doesn't allow the police to bust into somebody's home, a person of color's home, and shoot them, like Breonna Taylor, for instance, and thank God that's being...
Of course, nobody thinks
I know you do. That's good.
Republican Senator Rand Paul sponsored the legislation to make those kinds of raids illegal. It has nothing to do with race or anything. It should just be illegal to do that kind of thing. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Breonna Taylor was victim, similarly, of... much worse to do this to a person, but it's still bad to barge into people's homes and destroy or take their property and shoot or kill them or their pets. Very bad.
One more thing.
People don't want this.
People don't want it. I'm just playing devil's advocate here, even though I'm not pro taking squirrels from anybody's home. They also might be worried that this social media presence was basically influencing others to go out there and grab any other animals out and bring them in. And this isn't, remember remember Friends and the monkey that was on Friends and
Yeah.
how
Oh, yeah.
it was illegal to have a monkey. I forgot the monkey's name. Do you remember?
Well, it's Ross's monkey.
Ross's monkey,
I don't
yeah.
remember the monkey's name.
But that was a big issue, and that there's every like 2 or 3 years in New York City, there's like some sort of hullabaloo, like whatever, over someone who has an animal that they pulled from the streets. The owl died. That wasn't killed, but the owl.
The New York owl.
Yeah, what was his name?
No, he was released into the wild, and he's thriving. He's doing well. Say it again?
Flacco.
Flacco's out there living his best life.
No, he died. Oh my God.
Oh, he died?
He ran.
I thought Flacco
but
was doing fine.
Flacco had all, like when they did the investigation, he had the autopsy, he had all these chemicals in his system and things that he was eating off the streets of New York, and he rammed into a window just like so many other birds do. Although I do have a bird infestation on my balcony still. It has been 2 years. Literally 40 birds live on my balcony, and I am trying to get the city to do something other than put spikes up. I don't know what it would be. I don't want to kill them. I just want them to find a new home, even though I'm in their home.
My scary squirrel-related story. Are you ready for this? When I was in college, I was running in the park, University of Michigan, and a squirrel came across my path and ran up me, up my leg,
It's like having a rat run
up
you
my
on the
leg,
subway.
leapt off right here, and this is a trauma that I have never recovered from.
And
So
you're
I don't
still-
care for squirrels at all.
You're still defending Peanut after that.
Scary little legs running. Ugh, ugh. And squirrel people, it's just not. It's not for me. But I don't yuck your yum. I don't judge other people for their choices or proclivities. If you have a pet squirrel that you love, good for you. And a lot of people like the squirrel. And this is terrible. What has happened?
I'm anti-pigeons. That's where I am right now.
Pigeons are gross.
It's also just public service notice. The pigeon droppings are very toxic, and if you have asthma, it can actually kill you. So I can't open my balcony because my balcony is encrusted with yeah, it's gross. And so they have to go and clean it all the time, and they haven't been able to figure out how to get them off. It started with 2 that were in love, and I thought it was really cute when there were 2 little lovebirds, and then I didn't realize one was pregnant, and then all of the neighborhood pigeons came to my balcony, and I am the world headquarters for pigeons.
You're sponsoring a pigeon orgy. That's no good.
And people come over and they're like, "What is going on your balcony?" And I have to like close the. It's a lot.
There's been so many memes, AI-generated content about the squirrel Peanut. It's reminiscent a little bit of Harambe.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when they shot Harambe? Again, not Harambe's fault. The gorilla killed at the zoo. I can't remember. Was it Boston Zoo? Somewhere in the.
I can't remember. It was
exactly
like 10
where it
years
was.
ago now.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Fact
And
check
then
that.
it was because a kid, dumb kid, wandered in, deliberately went in, and then they shoot you. It's not the animal, wasn't the animal's fault. The animal didn't do something wrong. They kill the animal. It was wrongful, but now Harambe's up there looking down upon us, just all those memes, Harambe, and now with AI we can get a lot more of that content. So I'm just seeing, ducks and cats and Harambes, and now Peanut the Squirrel joins that class.
This little like heavenly group of animals.
I will remember you.
We're gonna get cited now. You can't sing that.
Oh, really? Can
License.
I? Oh.
Just finish the sentence with another.
And moving on, that does it for us today on Rising. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss any of our content. So we're having so much fun. We will be back tomorrow for a full day of election coverage. It's finally here. Here we go, Joker meme. And we're available, of course, anywhere you can get your podcast fix. And I will see you back here tomorrow.